Welcome to Level Up Tribes. Level Up Tribes provides resources to help you attain the necessary resources to level up your mind, body, and soul and realize your full potential. It is about exploring, learning, providing you with the tools from the experts for you to create a better version of yourself. I am your host, Agnes Goodwine, and welcome, Tribes. Today, I have the pleasure to have Andrew Coleman Smith. He is the founder of the YouTube series Fat Tuesdays, and he joins me today to talk about his fitness journey, our mutual love for Orange Theory Fitness, and we also touch on topics in regards to mental health awareness, staying active during quarantine, and so much more. I've been inspired by Andrew's journey, and I can't wait until you meet this beautiful human who provides his Fat Tuesday family with inspiration, laughter, and motivation each week, and we absolutely adore and love him for it. Sending you all love and light. Let's dive in. I'm so excited to have you. I've been following you for the past 2 years on YouTube because I started Orange Theory like 3 years ago. And so my first year in, I stumbled upon your YouTube page and because I was trying to search something about Orange Theory, and I'm like, oh, I love him.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so welcome to Level Up Tribes, Andrew. I'm so excited, to have you here with me. You love Orange Theory just as much as I do, and so I've actually been waiting for this interview for quite a while, quite a
I'm
while.
excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah, so, I always like to start with someone's story, and I want you to explain to me like your background story and what made you start your YouTube page, because you have this like natural way of being in front of the camera. Have you always been this way?
It's weird because I think so. I've always loved recording, like talking to the camera. Like I have video actually of me as like a 12-year-old in my parents' kitchen, like talking to like our, family video
Yeah.
recorder. Like, and so it's actually something I've always done, and I love video. It's my passion. I do it in my day job as well. I
Okay.
work for a communications PR firm, so I've always done video, and so to have people watch my videos and like them is the coolest thing ever.
You do an amazing job. And it's
Thank
very
you.
it comes across very genuine.
Thank you.
As well. It's like you're not trying to, it's like it's just you, it's who you are, you
Thank you.
know?
I appreciated it. Thank you.
Yes. Tell me about your YouTube page, the fitness person and the Fat Tuesdays, so everybody that's listening in can know about you.
Yeah, well, thank you. So I was making all kinds of different videos on my YouTube channel, and I naturally just stumbled across Orange Theory, and I needed to, exercise. I needed to, lose some weight. And so I started documenting that as well. So I was already making all kinds of videos like, well, let me just go ahead and document this too. And I call it Fat Tuesdays, and I post videos on Tuesdays. So it's like a little play on words there. And so I started documenting that journey, and I was just posting them like all my other videos, and they would get, a couple hundred views or whatever. And,
Yeah.
that was fine. And so once people started actually watching the Orange Theory ones, like a lot more than my other ones, I was like, okay, well, I guess, people want to see more of this. So I just kept documenting that. I had no idea that it would be like what it is now. And
Yes.
it has been truly, truly life changing. And fitness person is how I encompass my journey, because I think that no matter where you're at in your fitness, you're a fitness person if you're trying, and I
Yes.
think a lot of times people think you have to have the perfect body and the perfect everything to be able to associate yourself with the fitness community. And that's not true. You can be a fitness person at any size. You can be a fitness person of any kind. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my message is just try your best, work hard, and you're a fitness person.
Yes, it's been so beautiful to see you grow in the past 2 years. My first, video, I was actually listening to it on my way to Orange Theory class, like 2 years, it's like 2018, I think it was. And so you know how you get to Orange Theory and you kind of like mingle in the lobby before you get called. And so I'm like, yeah, have you heard of Andrew? And so, and a lot of people, they knew already. So it was like this phenomenon
Oh, that's cool.
that just kind of grew, and just seeing you
visiting other centers, or I just saw this like blossom like in the past 2 years. You had an interview with Ellen, right?
Yes, yes, Ellen
How
Latham.
how was that?
It was really cool. I mean, she's really down to earth, and she's really
Yeah,
sweet, and she's really inspirational, and I love her energy. Like, she has really good energy. She's
yeah,
like a go-getter, and I think that's how she built, Orange Theory. She obviously had to have some sort of fire within her, you know.
yes,
So I think she's an amazing person, truly an
right.
inspiration.
Yeah, and you made it to the conference. I think they like feature you in like the big screen. Like
That was crazy, and I did not know that was going to happen. Actually, I
you
was
didn't?
no, like, I was actually just getting ready for work, and somebody tagged me, and then someone else tagged me, and someone else messaged me, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I looked, and I was like, "Am I in this video? Is it like in the?" And so that was really cool. That was kind of shocking.
Yes. Well, I think you deserve it. I mean, it's you're honest, you're so upbeat, you're funny as hell. Like, are you like this like all the time?
I love trying to make people laugh. I was class clown in high school. Like, I think I've always like tried to make people laugh. I don't Sometimes people think it's funny, sometimes people think it's annoying. So I appreciate that you think it's funny.
So, how have you been with this whole quarantine thing? Our governor just announced yesterday that the gyms are not opening.
Oh, really?
Yes, I know that we shut down. I believe it was like April. And so I was really excited, to go back and work out. And then they stopped it. And then, so yesterday he announced, they're not going to open the gyms up probably, for a while. And I
Wow.
hate it because, working out is so good for the mental state. Are you guys open in Seattle or no?
No, no.
No?
I haven't been to Orange Theory since like March the 4th or 5th. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. No, I haven't, and I have
Yeah.
heard nothing. So I don't know. The only thing I heard is that technically some gyms can open, but
Yeah.
or they only allow like 5 people. And so I've heard through the grapevine that Orange Theory here doesn't want to open because it wouldn't be the experience that the members would want, having to fight for like 5 spots into a class and things like that. So I think they're just like, okay, we're just gonna wait until it gets like better.
Right. I don't understand why they're doing it this way. When Orange Theory and other gyms open up here in Phoenix, Orange Theory, before we went into the gym, they took our temperature.
Oh wow.
They had like this plastic bags. You put your phone in there, your keys.
Oh.
Yes. And then you had to stand in your own station before the class starts. And it was separate. So you have social distancing.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
People could work out in their mask if they wanted to. I'm not there yet with that. Um, I'm not
Yeah,
that level.
I haven't tried that yet.
No, and it's like 100 and something degrees here. So I mean, it's just impossible for me to even
Yeah.
try to work out in a mask.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed that even though they worked so hard to make sure that we were safe, like I feel safer in Orange Theory than I do going to like Target or Walmart. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they would take that away from people, especially around this time where everyone's emotions, are like in this fight and flight mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, with that being said, how have you been practicing your own fitness at home?
So I did a little, it was probably 25 workouts or so over
Hmm.
the course of a couple weeks. So we would do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just with the Fat Tuesday fam, which are, which that's the people that, watch my videos on Fat Tuesdays. So we did some Zoom workouts with actually my Orange Theory coach, Coach Vinny. He led them, and so we did them from our living room. And then we had kind of had to close those down because Vinny had to do some other things. So
Okay.
I haven't been doing too much, honestly, but and I've been kind of down about that, honestly. But I'm also in therapy right now.
Okay.
I've been in therapy for like a year or so to manage like some anxiety and OCD issues that I
Yeah.
have. And I've been trying different medications, trying to figure out what works for me. And I was talking to my therapist the other day, and I was like, I feel like this is great that I'm working on my mind and I'm getting stuff together, but I haven't worked out. Like I still don't have that part together. And she was like, take the win, you know, take the win. Like you're working
Mm,
on your mind, you're working on yourself. Like that's enough right now. Like that's okay. So at first I was kind of feeling anxious, especially like I'm not working out. Like I got to get back in my groove. I don't want to like, you know, I don't want to lose my progress. I don't want to, you know, this and that. And now I'm kind of like, I'm okay right now because I'm working on my mind and I'm
yeah,
exercising that part of me. So I'll get back. I'll get back in the groove and I'll get back on my goals and everything else. But right now it's just like a season of life where I'm really just trying to focus on my mind because I feel like for the longest time I was waiting on fitness to save me and I was waiting on fitness to make me love me. And the true part is your mind. And so I was essentially building on rotten foundation. And so
yeah,
right now I kind of had to start over in a way. I'm reworking the foundation. So when I do start making my progress and my goals, I'll be excited about it and I won't just be hating on myself every step of the way and it never being enough. So
yes.
I'm kind of in a good place right now.
Yeah, I know you've been a little vocal about your mental health in the last couple of months. Have you tried maybe like some mindfulness exercise like yoga?
Well, I haven't. Mindfulness is actually one of the big things that we practice in therapy with like meditations and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I haven't incorporated yoga into it, and I don't know why I haven't really had that off the top of my mind. But now that you say that, that probably would be something I should probably incorporate
yeah.
because kind of be the best of both worlds. I like.
Yeah, I'm in yoga teacher training at the moment.
Oh, cool.
I graduated in September. And so yoga saved me through this whole crisis and quarantine.
Oh, nice.
I've always, suffered from anxiety, but mindfulness, and I'm so happy that going through this therapy because it starts within you first, and trying to peel those layers of what is it? What is it that's causing this like anxiety? And for
Right.
me, it was just, childhood trauma. Now I know where those emotions kind of come from. But if it wasn't for the mindfulness techniques and yoga and Orange Theory, I would not be like sitting here talking to you about it. That's how bad it
Yeah.
was. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super happy that you're taking those steps, for yourself. That's self-love. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. I
Yeah.
could not agree more. And that's kind of the big thing in therapy. They're telling me, you know, like don't rely completely on the medication. Like you have to do the work. You have to meditate. You have to, you know, create good habits and things like that. So to hear you talk about yoga is really inspiring to me. I kind of want to like try that out this week.
Yeah, yeah, try that. And right now I know a lot of, fitness has gone from physical places to online, which is
Yeah.
actually a blessing in a way, because
Yeah.
I know for me, a lot of the yoga classes that I've done has been online for
Oh yeah, I bet there's a lot of like
Hmm.
instructional videos and things like people always are sending me like you should try this, you should try this and I don't know why but like right now it's clicking. I don't know, so thank you. Right now I'm like, "Oh my gosh, yes, yoga, that's the exercise with the mind stuff."
Yes,
Like
absolutely. That breathing work. Oh,
yeah.
I can talk about yoga all day, but
Yeah, yeah,
um,
I'm totally down.
yes. Now, I watched your other video when the quarantine happened and you went to the grocery store
Yeah.
and and there was like nothing.
Nothing.
But then you went to the store to get some exercise equipment and there was like nothing.
Nothing.
And
Yeah, it's like, what was I going to do? So I've literally been working out with like when we would do those workouts, I was using like laundry detergent. I was
stop
using
it.
pasta sauce. Like we were using
Are
all of
you
that. Like,
serious?
yeah, that's what I was using because I didn't really have anything. So now I have like a kettlebell, and I'm like slowly trying to build a home gym. But I think it was just everybody had the same idea. They were like, okay, we got to work out from home. Let's get all the weights. I thought it was just going to be like, I'll go get my weights. I'll go get some good food. And it was like, no, COVID had other plans for me. But
Exactly, exactly. I wanted to ask you, are you from Seattle originally or were you?
not originally. No, I'm actually from Tennessee. Can you hear it?
Oh, yes.
Every now and then, like my accent comes out. But
Yes.
yeah, I'm from Tennessee originally. Yeah.
I love Tennessee. I lived in Georgia for many years.
Oh,
And,
cool.
and
Okay.
so we used to go to like Chattanooga, Tennessee a lot and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm from Knoxville.
Nashville. Okay. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been through there.
Which is
Tennessee is
interesting
beautiful.
that Yeah, which is interesting because the Tennessee is like, or Knoxville is like the University of Tennessee, so everything's orange, and we have orange everything. And now I'm like into orange in a whole new way. So it's like orange has never left me. One way or the other, orange has never left me.
I know, I love it. Well, our voices is the most important thing, especially when we want to do some type of outreach, and something that we're passionate about. What do you think your focus or your mission is with your Fat Tuesdays or anything else, right? Especially right now, you're trying to kind of find yourself a little deeper. What do you think is going to surface out of that? What do you want people to take away from Andrew?
It's really interesting because when I started to post the videos, it was like I said, it was just like my other videos. I never set out to be like, okay, I'm gonna be like a fitness inspiration or whatever, or I'm gonna inspire people to work out. Not that I am. I'm just saying, like I never set out to do that, right? So when people started to tell me like, you're helping me, like you're inspiring me, you're motivating me, that was like completely something I was not expecting. And so
Yeah.
it's been a real self exploration of me that I'm in, where I'm like, wow, like this is not about me, this is not about just posting videos anymore. And
Yeah.
so I think that my biggest thing, I would love for people to find self-love in their bodies and who they are. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm working on it. And I
Yeah.
think if somebody could tell me that they found confidence in themselves, or they found therapy and they explored therapy, I think that that's always the biggest thing for me, honestly, past the fitness stuff. When people message me like, hey, I got into therapy after I watched your video,
Mm,
that's like the biggest thing, because I've suffered for so long without therapy. I guess just being from the South, it's just
right.
not really like, I don't know. Therapy's more normal, I guess, out here in Seattle. And
Right.
so I think it has to do with like, it's the Bible Belt, and
Hmm.
people kind of, turn toward, and that's fine. That's wonderful. And I'm spiritual as well. But to have somebody tell me that they found therapy and they found freedom, I think
Yes.
that's the biggest thing. But I think my purpose is still kind of unfolding. It's kind of, I'm kind of seeing like my path be created in front of me, because like I said, I
Yes.
wasn't expecting it. So
Right.
it's kind of interesting to be like, I never would have thought fitness would be like a focus of my life. It was always just my
Right.
biggest struggle. It was always my biggest hurdle, and now it's becoming like a focal point in what I do, and my
Right.
passion with video. And so it's been really interesting. I think I don't fully know yet, but I think that those are some of the things that would be really
Right.
special.
Spirituality is a huge part of me and my podcast. And I interview a lot of healers and people from the spiritual community. And I've been told various times by those teachers is that sometimes when you are in a very anxious state, a lot of times is because think of it like a butterfly. So you're in this cocoon, right? But there's something a spiritual awakenings. Another you is about to kind of just flourish out,
Yeah.
and you don't know what that feeling is. And maybe you're about to explore or find out what your true purpose is, and your body and your mind probably they're like fighting with each other. You know what I mean? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see in a couple of months what that is. I have a feeling that you're gonna have your moment pretty soon.
Oh my, okay, that is like literally, you made my whole month. I really appreciate you saying that. That's
Yes.
that's so inspirational. And I don't think I've looked at it that way.
Yes. Look at it
And
that
I
way
guess I am
sometimes.
kind of like preparing for something, and I don't know what
Yes.
it is.
Yes. And so spiritually, when you feel anxious and you don't know where you're going with this or where you're going with that, just kind of be like, you know what? Whatever divine spirit is going to bring for me in my new stage of my life, let it come. You'll be ready for anything that's going to come your way.
Thank you.
Yeah, just you're going to be fine.
Thank you. I
You're going to
appreciate
be
that.
fine.
This is
Yes.
like therapy right now. I appreciate it. I'm getting like an extra session this week. I love it.
Oh my God. Your Fat Tuesdays. And you've done some videos on Sundays too, I think, right?
Yeah,
Did you
I
switch?
go. So I'll do Tuesdays, and then Sundays I like to go live. But I'm kind of getting back in that groove again. So Sundays we do
Yeah.
like a little live stream, just to chat and hang out and talk. And stuff like that.
What's amazing with those chats is that you have people like from India
From all
or
over.
from all over the world.
It's wild. And
It's crazy.
I never would have expected that.
Yes. Do you feel sometimes a little overwhelmed? Have you had those moments where you feel a little overwhelmed about how fast this has grown for you? Or no?
No,
Are you comfortable?
that part's been fine for me. I think because I've always made videos, so I've always had it in my mind that one day people are going to watch them, you know, one day people are going to click, you know, and so to see it happen that's just been really exciting. You know, I
Yeah.
think the only thing that would be kind of feeling some type of way is when it was smaller, I would share. I felt really comfortable sharing everything, and I still do. But I think once it started to grow, I started to get some comments like because I share everything on my channel. I share the ups and the downs and everything, and
Yeah.
you know, when it's a smaller group, it's just, you know, it's just the people that support you. And now it's also some other people too that have, you know, subscribed for whatever reason. And, you know, people will say like, oh, here he goes again. Like he's off track again, or his diet's really terrible. And I'm like, I can read these comments. Like I can see, you know? So
Yeah.
I think the only thing is that it almost makes you more conscious of like, okay, if I share this again, like I know I'm going to have to deal with people, you
Yeah.
know, saying something. And I really kind of quit caring about that because, and I never cared about it before, but for a little tiny bit, I was like, oh, I don't want to share that. I'm feeling kind of uncomfortable. And then people were like, that's why we like you, because you tell it how
Like
we're
it is.
living. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt before I said to my people, I was like, I don't feel like a good fitness influencer. I hate that word influencer, but because
Yeah.
I don't, that's a whole nother thing. But I was like, I don't feel like a good fitness social media person. And they were like, I was like,
No.
I feel like I don't fit in with them. And they were like, you fit in with us. And I was like,
Yes.
okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the beautiful thing about the Fat Tuesday fam is that they, it's so different from just like the followers on my page. Like I know them, they know me. Like it's a, it's a real community. And I
Yeah.
think that, they keep me grounded and centered in what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to be doing it, and they
Yeah.
encourage me and everything. So there's not a lot of that weird feeling as it gets bigger. I think it's just trying to make sure that I don't let the opinions of others sway
Yes.
how I tell my story.
Yes. Well said. So, what has been the most inspirational moment that you've experienced so far in your fitness journey? I can think of so many you have posted, but I kind of want to hear what you have to say first.
You know, there honestly has been so many, and I was thinking about this question, and I don't honestly. I think I will look back at this time as being my most inspirational because I am finally coming to terms with what fitness can do and the limits to what working out and fitness can do, and
Yeah.
they can't make me love me, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm learning that now. But I would
Yeah.
think, you know, from another kind of win that I've had is I think just where I started going to 5 a.m. workauts. That to
I
me
don't,
was
that's
like
horrible.
and it is horrible, but afterwards I loved it. And I was like, why am
Really?
I? And I could never get myself to work out at all to get to the point where I was not only working out, but I was working out at 5 a.m. on a regular basis. And I was doing things like Hell Week at 5 a.m. I was like,
Wow.
I really am a fitness person. Like, this is really my life now. And so I think the 5 a.m. classes, that's the most bizarre thing that I think I've picked
Yeah.
up where I'm just like, wow, like I'm actually a different person.
Wow. No, I have never worked out that early. The earliest classes I've taken is 8:30. I'm not a morning person.
Oh, I would love to
Um,
do an 8:30. That's a good
however,
time.
I'm going to challenge myself once we open up again to take a 5 o'clock just to see
The-
how it feels.
It's just it literally sucks every time before. but
Yeah.
but afterwards it is like euphoria because it's 6 o'clock in the morning. So I would sit in my car and play on my phone for like an hour.
Yeah.
Nobody bugged me. Everyone was asleep. I didn't have to be at work for a little while. I drank my coffee. That's what I honestly miss the most is like having that like in my car coffee time after the workout. It's my
Yeah.
heaven. It's literally my heaven.
Yes. How was your first dry try?
Oh, my first dry try was all my dry tries have been really rough.
Yeah.
But you know, it's, I think the second dry try was probably my favorite, or maybe it was my third. I've done three.
Oh,
And
wow.
one time it was like so emotional because, as you know, everybody kind of lingers and waits as they finish, you know. And I was one of the last few people running on the treadmill. I think I was like literally there was two people left, and I ended up being the last person. And someone who's also in the Fat Tuesday fam came and joined me again on the treads to run with me.
Oh,
And it was just like it's emotional now thinking of it, but it's extra emotional when you're in the drive. You know what I mean? Like when you're pushing your
yes.
body like that
Yes.
and you have these, it's like something emotional about the dry tries. So I
Yes.
think I always wanted to throw up, and it's sometimes can be really emotional.
Yes.
That's my two
I well,
like
I've only done it once, so kudos to you for doing it 3 times.
I don't think I'll do it again though,
It's
unless I'm
hard.
really prepared. It throws me off for like a week after,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm
Yes.
like, I'd rather just be consistent and not. I don't know if I'm gonna have to
Yes.
really be like, am I ready to push or not? Like I
Right.
can't just sign up. I need to be ready to sign up. That's
I
kind of my deal.
know. I know. I've never been like a fitness person, and then when I joined Orange Theory, they teach you, how to run. And right after I finished like my first 5K, I
Hmm.
could not have done that without Orange Theory
Oh no,
at
no,
all, at all.
no.
So when I go to Orange, I don't know about you, but after Orange Theory, I feel like this badass. Like I
Yes.
just feel like
Yes.
right?
Yes. It's the best feeling. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something in the water. I don't know if it's like the light. Something's like they're like pumping in some sort of like chemical. I don't know what it is, but it works for me. It just works for me.
Yes,
I am absolutely the workouts from home and running outside, those are all wonderful, and I'm kind of experiencing them and finding them out, but
mhm.
they're absolutely placeholders until my Orange Theory comes back up, because
Yeah,
when that comes back up, I love everything about it. It worked for me when nothing else did, and it'll always have that
yes,
place in my heart.
yes. What kind of person are you in Orange Theory? Are you the quiet person? You are?
Hmm.
Wow.
I know people don't think but I'm actually really introverted. Like, if crowds get too big, I start to like shut down, and I don't know why I'm like that.
Really?
But I get nervous, and yeah, yeah, I don't hoot and holler. Like I have people that will come with me and they'll do that. Like my friends will come with me, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I don't even like to do a lot of talking because I'm like, I don't want to disturb anyone. So like I kind of,
Really?
yeah, I kind of like on partner workouts. That's why I'm kind of like hesitant about them, because I'm always picked to last, because I don't really put myself out there like, let's be partners. I just kind of like wait around for somebody to like find me. And so yeah, I'm super quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I can
Oh,
probably be
okay.
like that annoying, like super
I want to
excited.
be like that. I want to be like that.
I'm on the treadmill, my song comes on, I'm like,
Okay, but let me tell you,
what?
as a new person into like exercising, I love having that person in the class,
Yeah,
because you take the eyes off of me. That's what I think, you know?
really?
Like I like the people that are loud and kind of I like having them in there, because it makes me feel like, okay, nobody's looking at me, they're looking at them. Like they're clapping, and it almost like gives you something else to kind of like smile at or whatever. So I appreciate the use in classes, because
Oh,
like it makes newcomers feel better, I think.
really?
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was a little annoying, but oh well.
No, I don't think so.
What about I have my favorite coaches where I sign up for classes when they're coaching because I need the kind of coach that I love are the ones like, you can do it. This is only an
Oh yeah.
hour out of
Oh
your
yeah.
24 hours.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
coach that I need. Do you like those type of coaches?
Absolutely. I have a favorite coach for sure.
Yeah.
Um, Coach Vinny. I mean, he's my friend now too. So
Okay.
we've become friends through that. So yeah, there's something about the way he coaches. It's like he throws out quotes and motivational moments. He's like, you're the rare breed. Nobody else is out here on a 7 a.m. on a Sunday. Like you are the rare breed. And it's like those little things, they
Yes.
really matter, you know, like they really pump you
Hmm.
up. I have a lot of other coaches that I like as well, but there's something about his style that is just so, and he's been overweight. And so
Okay.
I kind of like, I listen to him in a different way because I know that he understands what it's like to work out and get there, as opposed to just already being there and then, you know,
Right.
joining a gym. Like he gets my perspective. And so that's what I look for, is kind of someone that I can relate to.
Yes. So this is my favorite question that I have for you today.
Yes.
If you had to lead an Orange Theory class, what would that look like to you, and what would be on your playlist?
Okay. If I had to lead an Orange Theory class, I would probably match it kind of like the style to Vinny, where I would
Okay.
try to pump people up and be inspirational. The idea makes me very nervous and my hands are sweating because I would have to like I put myself out there on videos, but I'm at home with just my camera, you know?
Right,
So
right.
it's different, you know? So I would definitely be nervous about doing that. But to be honest, my playlist would consist of, this is probably going to be unexpected, but my playlist would be probably like just Nicki Minaj.
Oh,
I think that, and I mean like all the features that she does and all the different, she has
yeah.
such a wide variety of music. I think she's one of like, I think she's like top 5 rapper. And so
Okay.
I love her music. I
I
really do.
love it. I
I
love
really
it.
do. Like that's basically what I listen to. So that would be my playlist.
Oh, I love it. I wish they would allow us just for fun. You know what I mean? Just to allow us to just like, hey,
That
take
would
it
be
away.
fun. That would
Take it
be
away.
fun. I said in my live stream the other day, I was like, Orange Theory, if you're listening, I would love to like do one of those at home workouts, like lead one of them, like just try to figure it
Yeah.
out and like edit it together and see if they let me do it. They haven't responded, but you know, maybe later. They're like, no.
Oh my God. Another thing that I love about you is your love for Starbucks. What,
Oh.
what is that about? Oh my God, stop it.
Yeah, it's
Stop.
been sitting over there, and I'm like, okay, that's a good segue to bring that in.
Yes.
I have always loved it. Like since I was like in middle school, it's like I started with Frappuccinos and that was always so cool. And Starbucks like around that time was like cool, you know, like
Yeah.
it's just like it's now it's just like, I think it's now just more a part of our culture and, you know,
Right,
people don't
right.
even really think, they just go there, you know, but when I was like in middle school and high school, it was like the status symbol of like, oh, it's a Starbucks. Like that's so cool. Like you saw it in TV shows and movies. So I think it started out like that. And then I started to just graduate to different drinks and it started to just become a regular part of my day. And I would always get them like before I would go to work, or I'd get them, you know, after work or on the weekends. And so it just became something that I just loved. And now it's a
Yeah,
part of my day. Like it has to happen every day. Like it has to
yeah.
happen.
Do you live close to one?
Well, I'm out here in Seattle, so they're literally everywhere because it's like the home of
Okay.
Starbucks. So
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
Oh,
And
wow.
my first apartment here in Seattle, we were like, I could walk to it like around the corner. And when I
Oh my
found out,
God, that's dangerous.
being from Tennessee, where I had to drive to it every time, like it was like the emotion. I was just like, I can walk to a Starbucks. So it's just, I just love it so much. I
Yeah.
genuinely do. I think it tastes amazing, and I'm very defensive of it too. When people
Yeah,
are
oh, I
like,
know.
"Oh," when people talk bad about it, I'm like, "It's good coffee, okay? Like it's you know, it's ethically sourced." Like I like go on and on, you know. But
Well, that
anyways,
was the amazing part too, because you were actually went to the headquarters of Starbucks.
it
How
was
how
like,
did that invitation even come about?
okay, so there's actually someone in the Fat Tuesday fam that works at the headquarters. They
Okay.
want me to keep their name. Like they don't want any kind of like notoriety or anything. So I
Yeah,
never say their name.
yeah.
But I went to a workout at just a regular, you know, studio, and like I was just trying out some different ones. And him and his wife came up to me, and his wife was like, "Do you want to tell him?" And I was like, "What?" You know, we were just talking. They're like, "Remember how Starbucks followed you on Instagram?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was like the biggest thing." They were like, "That was him," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what, you work that you followed me on?" Like that was like, so we kind of made that connection from there. And then I think he kind of passed my name along to the social media team, and then
Okay.
we kind of just built a relationship from there. So then that's kind of how it happened. And it's just like, it's just the wonder of the Fat Tuesday fam. You know, there's people from
Yeah.
literally everywhere. You never know. So
That's so
yeah.
beautiful. It was really nice, watching
Oh,
everything. You
it
were
was
a
a beautiful, it's
barista
beautiful.
for a day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was so much. I was like, I have to make a frappuccino because that's like the number one thing I had when I first started going here. Like, I gotta make a frappuccino, and I want to work the computer and like do the typing and all that stuff. It was really. I always say to myself, like, why was I never a barista? Like, I love Starbucks so much. Why was I never a barista?
What's
So
your
maybe
drink of choice? Like a healthy
okay.
one.
So I get. Have you heard of the macro barista on Instagram?
No.
He's a barista at Starbucks, but designs all these he redesigns and designs all these drinks to be super, like, not healthy, but like the drink I have is like 70 calories, so like
Oh.
he gets it down. So my drink of choice is actually, it is a venti cold brew with 3 pumps of sugar-free vanilla and a pump of hazelnut. I put a blonde shot in it if I'm feeling spicy, but that's a lot of caffeine. So, like, warning if you're
Wow.
trying it, it's a lot of caffeine. But due to anxiety and stuff, I'll switch it to a decaf. So I'll do a
Right.
decaf shot just for the taste, because I actually don't like the cold brew straight up. Like, I have to put some sort of decaf or blonde shot in it, and then just a splash of cream. I'm very particular. Like, I don't want a glass of milk. Like, it's got to be like the right color, right consistency, and the macro barista actually designed it to be a grande with a blonde shot and 3 pumps of sugar-free vanilla, 1 pump of hazelnut, and light cream. And he designed it that way because that's like the same amount of caffeine that you would have in like a pre-workout. So I
Oh,
used to get just the grande before a class, and it's light cream, so it doesn't upset your stomach.
okay.
And it's kind of like a little pre-workout from Starbucks, but I kind of upgraded it to a venti because I just, I love coffee. But yeah, the macro barista on Instagram, he's really
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check him out.
Yeah.
So they already know when you walk into your Starbucks, they already know what you want.
It's funny, actually. I'll pull up to the drive-through and they'll say my order for me. They're like, "Hey Andrew, so we're gonna do a grande." They'll be like,
Oh,
"Blonde or
wow.
decaf?" And I'm like, "Decaf, blonde," or whatever I choose that day. So yeah, it's really, I'm a
That's
regular
awesome.
for sure. I'm a
That's
regular.
awesome. That's awesome. So see, everything that you love so far has like amplified into this beautiful story that you get to share with the world and your followers. It's
It's it
amazing.
it is amazing, and I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah. So what do you think is next for you?
I think I'm definitely I'm ready for another transformation. I think
Yeah.
I'm ready for some physical transformation. I'm ready for some fitness goals to be accomplished. I think I went through one transformation before with Orange Theory, and we've talked about therapy and medication and stuff, and I started to get on some anxiety medicine, and it kind of caused a lot of weight gain, so I had to switch.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to work that. I call it my Zoloft weight. I'm trying to
Okay.
get that off. And so that's kind of my next thing, I think, is I want to go through another transformation, but this time it feels like I'm in a good place for exercise because I have exercise and I have fitness in like its proper place where it's not the end all be all. I can love myself now and then,
Yeah.
but I do have certain goals that I want to hit, for my own personal health. And so I think I'm ready for that. I think I'm gearing up. I'm gearing up to like go
Yes.
crush it. So that's
Yeah.
kind of that's what I feel.
Yeah. I have no doubt that you'll crush it. No
Thank
doubt at
you.
all. Is there anything else that you would like to add or discuss that perhaps we didn't touch on today?
I almost have forgotten that this is a podcast, and I feel like we're just like hanging out.
I know,
I
right?
literally, I literally love this. I just want to say thank you for having me on, and thank you to
Yes.
the people listening, and yeah, I just really appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you for giving so much inspiration, love, and healing as well. And
Thank you.
you're giving that out to your community, to people. So whenever you're going through your emotions, know that you are loved.
Thank you so
You
much.
know,
Thank you.
you have so many people around the world that truly do love you, for everything that you give back to us. So just, when you're having those
Thank you so
moments,
much.
you know,
Thank you.
yeah, just think about that sometimes.
That's so sweet. I will absolutely think about that. Nobody's worded it like that. I really appreciate that.
Yes. So, what is the best way for our listeners to contact you, follow you?
Okay, so the best way is just youtube.com/Andrew Cole Smith. So my name's Andrew Coleman Smith, but I just do Cole, Andrew Cole Smith. And it's the same on Instagram and Twitter, and Facebook is just, just search Andrew Coleman Smith. That's, if you search Andrew Coleman Smith and Orange Theory, you'll find me.
Well, beloved, thank you so much for spending
Thank you.
time with me today. I wish you nothing but love and light, and I can't wait to see what's next for you. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be great things.
I wish the exact same for you, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Talk soon.
Take care.
Thank you for listening. Please visit the website at www.leveluptribes.com. And please subscribe to the podcast and share with your family and friends. Be sure to tune in to our next episode. Catch you all next time, my beloved tribes.